It don't feel as good as it look. I'ma keep it real with you.
£52 million for an 18-year-old Leny Yoro. It was a huge gamble for Manchester United. The pressure was immense, the expectations were sky high, the doubters were loud. It was going to take a lot to silence them, and he had the worst possible start. An injury setback followed by a helpless display against lesser opposition. The doubters were loud.
I don't know why. I don't know what he's looking at.
This ain't my story about rags to riches, more about how I master physics.
But since a conversation with the United great, Leny hasn't looked back, growing with every game, working in the summer, grinding in the preseason, and now he's established. He's undroppable. At 19 years old, don't really think there are any questions now about Yoro's ability. But what's the secret to it all for Yoro? How has he done this, and what's coming next?
They showing fake racks and pictures like that's gonna attract the bitches. That was really me.
Leny started his football career walking home from training while being mocked by his teammates who drove alongside him. And now, he's starting for Manchester United every week in the Premier League. When word started to spread that United had beaten Real Madrid to Yoro's signature in July 2024, fans were excited, to say the least, some more than others. United was signing an 18-year-old who had been playing first-team football in France since he was too young to drive, and he was a centre-back that every elite club in Europe wanted, and United got him. £52 million, a 5-year deal, the hype was strong. Here was United getting their hands on one of Europe's most coveted young talents, and United now had a defender who could help solve their problems. But this is United in the post-Fergie era, so of course, a setback was just around the corner. Just days into his United journey, disaster struck. A metatarsal injury in pre-season against Arsenal. Surgery. Months on the sidelines. The debut would have to wait. And when he finally made his competitive debut against Arsenal in December, it was less than comfortable. Set-piece struggles. Aerial battles that were lost. The kind of debut that could knock confidence. 3 days later against Forest, more of the same. The Premier League's physical nature was a clear step up for Yoro. And then came a personal low point. Southampton came to Old Trafford, and Suleimane ran Yoro ragged. Time and time again, he burst past and accelerated away from him with ease. But in the wake of that tough day at the office, Yoro learned, he adapted, he got better, and he did so with the help of a United great.
Even when he's getting out wide in 1v1 situations where against Southampton he got roasted, yeah? And I spoke to him, I'm talking about getting your arms out, getting your arms against people. He's now making contact with people, slowing people down.
Rio saw it happening in real time. The adjustments, the improvements, the way Yoro took advice and implemented it immediately.
Little details I can see now that he's pushing off people when he's running down the channel, rather than just thinking, I'm going to win in a foot race. This is a different league. It's a much more physical league in that sense.
And Yoro himself knows this is still an area in which he can get much better.
What's one thing you want to improve in your game?
Maybe I would say sometimes the aggressivity, be more aggressive.
But that self-awareness is rare in most players, let alone a teenager making his way in a new league. I'd argue that is part of what makes elite players elite, the ability to identify weaknesses and address them. And by April, something had changed. The Manchester derby, a dull 0-0 draw but a clean sheet, and Yoro looked more than comfortable. He looked commanding. He headed away crosses into the box and he wasn't dribbled past once. Then when United were desperate for a goal against Lyon in the Europa League, Yoro popped up with his first for the club. It was also around this time that he started playing at left centre-back, and we started to see those marauding runs to progress the ball up the pitch.
Yeah, I think it's important for us to have this, to bring the ball forward, to help the midfielder and the striker to get the ball there. The coach asked me to do it, so I need to do it. I enjoy to do it, to be in front. Yeah, if I can bring the ball forward, I will do it every time.
Now, Yoro's first season at United, it ended in collective devastation against Spurs in the Europa League final, but Yoro was, I would argue, the best player on the pitch, really. Constantly trying to push United forward, had the most touches of anyone on the pitch, passed the ball into the final third of the pitch 8 times, and defensively he was solid. It's just the result wasn't there. It was clear for all to see that he'd made some major progress and a tough start to his season. And it's not at all surprising when you hear things like this.
And outside I have one person who's doing really a lot of clip on the striker for me to know.
Your personal guy?
Yeah, a personal guy.
So you invest in someone else to come and give you personal clips?
I had already someone in Lille, so I keep working with him.
While most 19-year-olds are worried about their social media presence, Yoro was investing in his development in ways that show just how serious he is about reaching the top. This is a teenager paying for his own video analyst. While his peers are out enjoying themselves, he's studying opposition strikers, learning their tendencies, preparing for every possible scenario. And all this work had clearly not gone unnoticed by his manager as we approached the start of the season.
How good can Leny Yoro become?
I think he can be one of the best center backs in the world. He improved a lot, even the physicality. He struggled a little bit in the physicality, but you can see in the small things he's stronger.
So far, the numbers back up what our eyes are telling us about his development. In his first 3 games of the new season, he's won 9 out of 11 aerial duels, and that's a stark contrast to a player who struggled in the air just 12 months earlier. And this is what happens when you do take yourself seriously, your career seriously. And Yoro is certainly doing that.
The excitement begins again for the new season.
Yeah, of course. Like I said last time, I think for us will be a good season, like a revenge. We need to be good this season.
Mercifully, he seems to not be interested in trivial distractions like social media.
I don't see even my name on the social media. I try to not see him, even if it's good. If I see something like good, of course, maybe my confidence will increase a little bit. But if I see something bad, it's just like this. You know? I cannot change nothing, so don't change a lot of my confidence.
And that will no doubt be huge in helping him handle the pressure that comes at United, and the scrutiny, the expectations and the noise. It can be deafening. He has already shown us he has the mental fortitude to take his biggest setbacks and use them as springboards for progress.
This is a type of game who helps you to grow up, you know, for experience, because you can do good tackles, take penalties, make good things, but you need bad things to improve your games and get experience. So I think this game helped me a lot, you know.
A lot of young players could have been crushed by that Southampton performance, but Yoro kind of saw it as education. And when you watch him now, you see a player who's learned from every setback and every mistake. He's proven that he's not just an exciting player for United's future, but a crucial part of the present. At 19, there's no question about whether he starts when available. Like none. You never get nervous when you see his name on the team sheet. In fact, it's kind of reassuring now. In a team that struggled for defensive stability for years, he's become a constant you can rely on. But crucially, he shows no signs of taking his foot off the gas. Now he's comfortable.
I know I have a big potential, but now I need to just work every day to reach this potential. But if I can reach the level of Van Dijk, for me it's really good.
He's got that humility combined with confidence. He's aware he's got the potential to be mentioned alongside the very best centre-backs in the world, but he also knows that potential means nothing without that graft. He's a quiet guy, but when he does speak, it's usually with confidence, and he clearly understands what it means to play for United. Doesn't plan to wilt under the pressure of United anytime soon. And when asked about playing in the red shirt in the pre-season, he said, yeah, of course, we're a big club. There are a lot of people who want us to fail, we know that. But there are also a lot of people who want us to do great things. We don't care about what they say outside, about the media. Everyone said bullshit about us last year. I understand because we didn't do well. But this season will be different. We don't need to listen to this and just be focused on ourselves. Doesn't really sound like a 19-year-old speaking, if you ask me. He isn't just another promising young defender who might fulfill his potential someday. He's a player who's already proven he can handle the pressure, who'd learned from failure and improved under constant scrutiny. And at an age when most players are still figuring out if they're good enough for top-flight football, he's established himself at one of the world's biggest clubs. And the exciting thing is he's only just getting started. This is Leny Yoro when he's 19, ladies and gents. Imagine what he could be when he's 25. We've seen plenty of promise before at United and promising young defenders. We've seen them arrive with expectations and they've crumbled under the weight of them at a dysfunctional Manchester United. But there is something different about Leny Yoro. Maybe it's because he's been competing against professionals since before he could drive. Maybe it's the way he takes his worst performance and uses it as a lesson to learn from. Or maybe it's just the way he plays like he's under absolutely no pressure whatsoever. Whatever it is, United took a risk on signing Leny Yoro, and it was a risk which I'd say has paid off. United have got someone special there. A defender who doesn't just have world-class potential, he has the character, and in the end, that is sometimes the separator. I'll say it one more time. Leny Yoro is 19 years old, and he's just getting started at United.
Probably the reason they gon' remember me. Figure we walk this tightrope with a feline's agility. The streets did so much shit to me, I could never live civilly. I could never lead a scene without checking.